Hey, y'all, listen. What is today? Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Welcome into the building. I'm glad to see y'all all here. We're hanging out with me for Trending Topics. It's Wednesday, people. Trending Topics. And today's title is Family Matters. Family Matters. You know, every now and then we have the title Family Matters. So today's title is Family Matters. And we're talking about, I feel like my glass is a little crooked here, trying to fix them up and everything. It's called Family Matters. And we got Jamal Bryant. Pastor Jamal Bryant has spoken out and he's asking everybody, today's Ash Wednesday. For those, that know about and believe, today's Ash Wednesday, the beginning of Lent. And a lot of times for Lent, I'm sorry, I'm jumping to a whole nother subject. A lot of time for Lent, people give up things for 40 days. And I'm thinking that's where he's getting the 40 days from, if you connected with me. So he says, starting today, he's calling it a fast kind of from Target. He wants us to boycott Target and not buy anything at Target. And he gives his reasoning behind it. And when we get into the story, we're going to listen to it. Okay. So I understood what he was saying. Sometimes everything people do is not all bad. Jamal Bryant is Jamal Bryant, but I understood the message he was saying in this particular case when it came to Target. And it's so ironic. I was on my way to Target today, but then not because I heard about what Jamal Bryant said, for some other reason, I just never even made it there. And I said, well, look at there. Look at there. So anyway, guys, we're going to talk about that story, about this whole Target thing and why Jamal Bryant is focusing on Target and saying, do not go to Target for 40 days, right? Then the next thing in this Family Matters, we have this mother in a tragic game that she would play with her children. She played this game with her children where when it was time for them to go and they would need to get in the car, she would get in the car, lock the doors, and start driving off. And the kids will run after the car. Parenting ain't easy. And I have to say this, some people are just not meant to be parents. It's just a point blank in the period. Some people are not meant to be parents. She would drive off. That was a game to her. And the kids would chase after the car. So the 8-year-old who was holding on to the handle of the car, she got caught up in the wheel or something like that. The car ran, it's tragic. The 8-year-old is no longer here. The mother is doing 4 years behind bars. You got siblings who watched their sister die. And now they're not with their mother because their mother is locked up. Hey, everybody, I see y'all out there. It's just tragic. What are people thinking? Well, in this case, she wasn't thinking, right? Now she's locked up. Her kids are somewhere else. It's a mess. It's a mess. I could think of a lot of games you can play with your kids, but driving off and pretending you're about to leave them, to me, ain't one of them. And then we're going to go, the last story is Sherri Shepherd speaks out. If somebody remembers the year, I don't remember the year, but if it's somebody out there remember the year, let me know in the chat. But I never forget that award show when Puffy and J-Lo were together. And Jennifer Lopez came in this dress that was just barely there, but it was cut down to a navel. It was a barely there dress. And it seemed like after that award show, everybody tried to one-up her, and they would come in less and less and less clothes. And now that Bianca Censori, what's his name? What is his darn name? Kanye West's wife, Ye, came and just had nothing on pretty much. So this Oscars, people came on with limited clothing, showing their buttocks, showing their boobs, having a totally see-through dress. I don't get it. And when you want to leave nothing to the imagination, I don't understand the fashion in that. I don't understand the obsession with that. And so Sherri Shepherd spoke out on her talk show and said, she called out Megan Thee Stallion and some other people saying, this is too much. And I know a lot of these stars, they said, well, I'm not your role model. Your parents should be your role model. But too much is given, much is required. And they know that these young kids are looking at them. Because then when you have these proms, the prom dresses, if you see some of these prom dresses, it's dangerous. It's like, whoa. Showing the most, showing a lot. It's just too much. But we're going to get into it and we're going to talk about it. And I do have an update on the story we did where the mom and the two kids froze or died in the van. There's an update now saying that the two children died of carbon monoxide poisoning. That's what the autopsy said. So listen, guys, y'all know what I need because I'm about to bring the people on in the building. What do I need in that chat? I need a choo choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Wednesday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Family Matters. You got Jamal Bryant telling us to boycott Target for 40 days. You got a mother playing a tragic game. Now one of her daughters is gone, and she's serving 4 years in prison. And then you got Sherri Shepherd speaking out, saying, listen, hey, y'all doing too much. Put some clothes on. Let me bring the people on in the building. Hold on 1 second. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva, choo choo.
Choo choo. Hey, Katrina.
Hey Diva, hey panel, hey chat, choo choo choo.
Hey, Julius.
Hey chat, hey y'all, hit the like button, everybody.
Yes. And listen, thank you guys out there for being my mods. I appreciate y'all. Hit that like button and thank you, mods. I see y'all. So you know what? Let's go ahead and get started and we'll get into this first story where the mom is sentenced to 4 years behind bars because she thought it was all fun and games to it's a mess. Let's take a listen. And it is pouring. It is downpouring out here in Jersey. So I hope my computer doesn't act up. Let me see. Okay, so let's take a listen. All right, I'm just waiting for my computer to catch up.
Thank you for joining us for 16 News Now at noon. I'm Caroline Clapp. We're starting off today with an update on that mother convicted of running over her 8-year-old daughter. This happened last August. We've now learned Jasmine White will spend 4 years at the St. Joseph County Jail. She originally pleaded not guilty, but reached a plea deal earlier this year. Police say a 6-year-old sibling of the victim told investigators this was part of the game White routinely plays, where she races kids to the car, locks the doors, and acts as though she is going to leave them behind. The 6-year-old said White was driving faster than normal this time around before the 8-year-old got run over while holding on to the door handle. She ended up in critical condition. Again, White will serve 4 years at the St. Joseph County Jail with work release and probation for 2 years after that.
And I think
Saks helps you find your new spring vibe.
I might have said that the young girl died, but I think she lived. But still, it's a hot mess. Let me share screen. So mom learns her fate at the running over 8-year-old daughter in cruel game. An Indiana mom has been sentenced to 4 years in prison for running over her 8-year-old daughter while playing a cruel game where she pretended to drive away from the kids. Jasmine White, 27, was sentenced Friday after pleading guilty to child neglect charges over the near-deadly game that left her daughter with serious head injuries. White would routinely race her kids to the car and lock the doors, pretending to leave them behind. Another daughter, age 6, told the police. The mom drove off at up to 20 miles per hour on August 29th last year with her 8-year-old daughter still holding onto the car handle, it was previously reported. The 8-year-old girl's foot then caught under the rear tire of the mother's car, pulling her down and slamming her head on the ground as several siblings watched on in horror. The girl was left in critical condition with her skull and orbital fractures, various abrasions, and a large facial laceration that had exposed a portion of the front of her skull. She also lost 5 teeth, that outlet reported. Doctors were able to stabilize the girl, and she was discharged from the hospital several days later. White initially pleaded not guilty to charges, but reached a plea deal in January. She will serve 4 years at St. Joseph County Jail and 2 years of work release and probation after. And the kids are with family members now. I feel like she should never get her kids back. In my opinion, your thoughts?
I feel like she should never get her kids back neither, because she should never be out. You can't play a game with your children's life. And you can't play a dangerous game that's gonna put somebody else's life in danger. So she wasn't playing the game. She was trying to unalive those children, and I think she need to be locked up under the jail cell forever.
Julius, your thoughts?
Keep her cleaned up. Choo choo.
Katrina, your thoughts?
Girl, it was way more ways to play with your children. Y'all could have played red light, green light, but you playing with a car that could crush your child, a ton car that you could have caused any type of injury. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to jump in the car and lock the doors, okay, I get it. But to roll off and pull off, that's too much. That's too much. You could have hit anybody. Because she said she was driving way faster than what she normally drive. Girl, it's a better way to play games with your kids. You could have put them in a wagon and rolled them down the street. You could have put them on a skateboard and did something that way. But you want to play with something that you know could take their lives away. And it's sad for the child, because the child is going to be the one that's suffering, because you don't know how bad the injuries and stuff is going to be. You had a better choice than doing what you did. And I'm not all for people going to jail or whatever, you know me. But girl, I don't like when they mess with kids. You need to go sit down somewhere. You really do. And you need to think about what happened, because you could have lost her life. So you need to go and think, meditate, and come out a whole different way. I don't know if you get your children back. You know, you played that stupid game. Hopefully, you will get counseling or something like that. I'm not saying take her children away. But girl, you got to be a better mama, because that junk just don't play. I mean, you playing around with a ton, something that weighs over a ton, and you playing around with it. It's not a game. A car is not a game. We see too many accidents. We see too many people road rage. It's not a game. And that was the wrong game that you should have played with your child. That's all I got to do.
Yeah. So listen, I'm not for or against jail, but I'll say this: when you do something that requires you to go behind bars, then I need you to go behind bars so you won't be in the society risking me and my life. So I'm not for it, against it, but if you do something, then you need to go. And she needed jail. This was stupid. She had too many kids to be playing these stupid games. And that 6-year-old, out of the mouth of a babe, that 6-year-old said the mother was driving faster than she normally drove when they played that game, because they played it all the time. Something about that don't sit right with me. That the 6-year-old said the mother was going faster than she normally did. And I said, something don't sound right. So now you got the trauma that your other children saw their sibling bust their head and was bleeding on the ground because their mother was playing this game. And another article I read, the kids said they never liked the game. They didn't like the game. It wasn't fun for them. So to me, I always tell people, when people want to say, oh, when I said that I was joking, to me, jokes should be funny to everybody. It shouldn't hurt anybody. If you're playing a game, it should be enjoyable by the kids, so they have a memory later on that's good. Remember when mom used to play that game with us and we all used to laugh and have so much fun? Not remember when mom played that game with us and we hated it. And now they got embedded in their brain the game mom played, and our sister got hurt, our family got broken up, we had to go live with so-and-so, and our mother went to jail. So you got the 6-year-old, when she gets out, that one's going to be 10. You got the 8-year-old, they're going to be 12 when the mother gets out. And I don't know, they didn't mention the name of the ages and the name of the other children. But do I think this mother's, you know what, every parent should be a parent. Do I think this mother should get her kids back? I'm rooting for no. I'm saying no. I don't, something about her is not right, and something about that is not right. And I'm rolling with what this 6-year-old said. When the 6-year-old said she went faster than she normally went. And if you knew, and they said that the mother knew that their sibling was holding on to the car handle. This is it.
No, she a psychopath. I'm listening to what you're saying. She don't need them kids back.
No, yeah, she's a psychopath. Yeah, it's neglect. There's no way. I feel like that. I feel like that in my opinion. Something about this ain't right.
Did she have the kids insured?
I don't know. This is just sad. But you know what though? God bless that girl. She lived. It's a traumatic experience, but we don't know if there's going to be any deficits. But God bless her that she lived. And blessings that the kids don't got to endure that anymore. But I hope whoever they with, they're treating them well. So now I'm going to roll into the Target story. And first we'll hear Jamal Bryant speak. And it's interesting. It's pretty deep.
The 40-day fast of Target.
Yes. So people are asking
The 40-day fast of Target.
Yes. So people are asking, why did we pick Target when Walmart?
Let me just give a little more context. Hold on one second. So Target hit with a 40-day boycott over DEI reversal despite protests from Black business owners. So shoppers are gearing up to slap Target with a 40-day boycott over its DEI policy reversal on Wednesday, even as Black business owners have warned a boycott could hurt their own brands. It's a triple whammy for the retailer as it emerges from a brutal year plagued by low spending and prepares for possible cost increases under President Trump's tariffs. We're asking people to divest from Target because they have turned their back on our community. Reverend Jamal Bryant, an Atlanta area mega church pastor who started the boycott, told CNN. Founders of Black-owned businesses, though, have pushed back on the boycott and urged shoppers to continue filling their carts at Target, warning the consumer protest could actually do serious damage to Black and minority-owned brands. I get it, but so many of us will be affected and our sales will drop. Tabitha Brown, an actress who also sells kitchenware at Target, warned in a video posted to Instagram in January. Our business will be hurt. And if any of you know business, it doesn't just happen overnight where you can just go take all of your stuff and pull it off the shelves. The boycott, which started during the first day of Lent, comes more than a month after Target ended its DEI goals, including a program focused on carrying more products from Black and minority owned businesses. It's a sharp reversal from the Minneapolis based discount chain, which sold a particularly progressive image for years, facing harsh backlash in 2023 when it launched an LGBTQ pride collection that included kids' clothing. In January, Trump immediately signed an executive order banning DEI policies across the federal level and called on private companies to end their own programs. Wall Street banks, including Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, tech giants like Meta and Amazon and Target, rival market, Walmart, have scrubbed the controversial goals from their annual filings and websites. But no company has stoked more outrage among its customers than Target, which led the path for diversity programs in the wake of George Floyd's murder and the ensuing Black Lives Matter protests in 2020. Black people spend upwards of $12 million a day. So we could expect some loyalty, some decency, and some camaraderie, Bryant told CNN. Some critics have called for shoppers to avoid Target stores and instead purchase products directly from Black-owned brand websites. But business owners said this could do damage since Target's website and its nearly 2,000 stores give their brands more visibility and millions of additional customers. If you don't buy our products in Target, they will cancel us from their shelves and make us buy back the products they already purchased from us. Black-owned doll brand, Beautiful Curly Me said in a post on Instagram. We have dolls on our websites, but having your dolls in mass retail stores gives you a different kind of visibility to millions and really helps us expand, the brand added. The boycott could be particularly effective at hurting Target sales due to its timing, as the retailer's chief executive recently warned of price increases following shocks from tariffs. Target CEO Brian Cornell on Tuesday said that Trump's tariffs on Mexico could force the company to hike prices on fruits and vegetables as soon as this week. The company said uncertainty from the new trade policies will dampen its profit this quarter. Oh. Hey, E, in my opinion, your thoughts?
Well, I'm already boycotting Target and Walmart. Walmart just literally showed they behind the day we decided not to buy from them, and they put up a sign that said, "If you ain't shop here on that day, then don't come shopping here no more." And my cousin sent me the picture, and I was like, "Okay, fine then. I won't shop there no more." And Target is the same way. I don't care nothing about it. Okay, I will go ahead and pay a little extra and get my groceries somewhere else, get my stuff somewhere else. My black dollars won't be going there.
Mm. Katrina, your thoughts?
My thoughts are people are boycotting it now when they could have been boycotting it way before now.
Mm.
As I said over and over and over again, these people was price gouging. I kept telling y'all this. There was no shortage on nothing. Walmart was price gouging. And then the thing about you might well get a percentage for Walmart because you walk in there, you got to get your own stuff. You got to put it in the cart. You got to scan it out yourself because the lines be long. Then you got to bag it. Then you got to take it out to your car. Unless you call that little express service or online service and they bring it to your house or bring it to your car. But other than that, you working for Walmart. Walmart getting more out of you than you getting out of them. Um, all these stores are like that. We got some saying that, they sticking with the DEI whatsoever. And I get it. And I understand that. But where were you when we needed y'all to bring these prices down before 45 got in there with your eggs and bacon? See, if you would have brought those prices down, which they was down, the inflation was down, but people saying it wasn't, which it was a lie again, we would still be shopping at your stores. Walmart always been shifty. Always. And the thing that gets me is people still gonna go in there and shop at Target and all these places. Even if you boycotting it, even if they going against the black person, they still gonna go in there and shop. because I rode around on the Blackout Friday just to see what people was doing. And yes, black people were still going up into Walmart. You want to boycott, you want to say, I'm here, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But the thing of it is, y'all talk it, but you don't do it. Everybody, I'm not going in there, I'm not going. And them be the same ones that be first line up in that Walmart. Walmart, you have to watch your stuff at Walmart. This I know for a fact. They would bring stuff back that's supposed to go on claims. They put it right back on the shelves. This something I know for a fact. They all these, when people was boycotting, all these brought their prices down. Target brought their prices down. But see, I would never go in Target anyway because they don't support the Salvation Army. They don't even let these people stand outside and ring a bell for Salvation Army, who help a lot of more people than the Red Cross. The Red Cross has come with stimulations. Salvation Army, it don't come with no stipulations. They help who they can. But like I said, they all rip off, every last one of them. And you just got to know where you got to shop. You just got to know what you got to do. You got to save up. You got to stock up and shop wisely. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. E's in the building. E, your thoughts?
Well, yes, and I am so happy that you have decided to do this story. You know, a broken clock is right twice a day. And I'm rolling with Pastor Holy Whore on this one. 40 days sounds good to me. Let's start yesterday. $12 million is too much money to be given to one company who would turn their back on us at the push of a button. So I heard everything Jamal said, and we already stopped boycotting in this house. Target, Walmart, McDonald's, Wendy's, Publix, and it's inconvenient. I've said it here before. It's inconvenient to have to drive the next exit up or the next exit down, especially when I'm getting off from work. I'm going to get the baby. It's out of my way, but it's the principle, and I'm willing to do it. So it's not convenient for anybody. But what I had a problem with that video that you played was when Holy Horse said the justification of fasting during Lent. He brought up the number of atheists that there were and called this battle spiritual warfare between the Black church and J.D. Vance and Donald Trump and Elania. I interpreted that as, oh, this is a way for us to get people over here and get our numbers up and get people to come back onto this side and get people in our seats. I got a problem with that. Making this about spirituality is a problem for me because church being in state's business is how we got in this mess to begin with. The overturning of Roe v. Wade, people in their religious beliefs trying to come in and tell other people what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and what to look down upon. And before the church comes into people's everyday lives who are not even members of your congregation, you need to get your own house in order. And so that's what I have a problem with, especially Jamal Bryant and the broken homes he's created and the womanizing that he's done. And so if you want to stick to the economy and if you want to talk about boycotting based upon what is right, I'm all for that. But when you start talking about people's spiritual beliefs, who is atheist and who is not, and using that book, those spiritual textbooks, to ostracize other people, to marginalize people who are unprotected, that is what I have an issue with. Holy Whore, I'm going to call him Jamal. Jamal said that when George Floyd was unalive, Target promised to invest $2 billion in Black businesses. George Floyd was unalive on May 25th, 2020. In the fine print, they say that Target will not start making investments until December of 2025. Baby, they played in our face. Why wait 5 years for something you could have done that same week? It's cow manure. You could have been invested the $2 billion if you really wanted the black entrepreneurs to have it. And I don't care about Tabitha Brown saying, or whoever else has their products in Target. Oh, we can't do that. It's going to hurt black businesses and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. It's bigger than that right now. Take your black-owned products and put them in Kroger's. Put them in Costco. Start making arrangements because you're under contract. And if you start looking now, if you start searching now and making arrangements, you'll have a new place to put your stuff and to sell your stuff, and the people will follow you. Stay ready so you won't have to get ready. That's what I say. That's more notice than the people at the federal government who are laid off via email. Them getting notice that we're boycotting right now and you're still under contract and your money is still coming in, that's more notice than the people who work for the federal government has gotten. That's more notice than the people who are receiving the foreign aid have gotten that have been shut off since February the 11th. And they've been waiting even after the federal judge said, turn the money back on and send the money where it's supposed to go. That's more notice than what the Ukraine got when Trump tried to turn the money off and said, no, I'm not giving you any more money. Okay, we're over here fighting for Medicaid and Social Security and education, and Tabitha Brown is talking about her cook product, her cookware. Please, knock it off. It's ridiculous. Find some other place to put your products and stop making your rich people's problems the problem of poor people right now. We got bigger things to worry about.
Thank you, E. Julius, your thoughts?
I concur everything E has said. She said a whole sermon. A whole sermon. And may I mention what she forgot in her sermon? She forgot to mention the 13.29567. And we know who they are. That elevated the foolery to prominence. Yeah, but I just wanted to add that. Other than that, choo-choo.
Thank you, Julius.
Choo-choo.
All right, I'm going to roll into the last story. And this is Sherri Shepherd making mention of the way some of these celebrities are dressing on the red carpet. So we're going to talk about this story. Let me go ahead and get into it. All right. So Sherri Shepherd sends Megan Thee Stallion, Julia Fox, and Zoe Kravitz racy Oscars 2025 party looks. This is not it, is what Sherri Shepherd said. So we'll take a quick look here. This is Megan Thee Stallion on the red. Is it gonna? I hate when it loads these ads. I'm so sorry. I tried to cue it up from there. But pretty much she had on a dress and her boobs was out, but she had pasties covering, the area so you kind of couldn't see anything. Zoe, she turned to her backside and her booty was pretty much out. And Megan, the other one, she wore a dress that was pretty much see-through and had some hair covering the parts. Okay, why is it showing all of these ads? Hold on. Oh, here we go. All right, it's not showing what I wanted it to show, so we're just going to go ahead and not worry about that. All right, so Sherri Shepherd is putting her foot down. The talk show host 57 wasn't a fan of the revealing outfits seen on Sunday's Vanity Fair Oscar Party 2025 red carpet. On Tuesday's episode of her namesake show, Sherri Shepherd called out Megan Thee Stallion, Zoe Kravitz, and Julia Fox, all of whom opted for particularly racy looks on the step and repeat. When I tell you the ladies bared it all on the red carpet, it was just almost too much to show on daytime TV, the host began. It was really bad. Like Julia Fox wore a completely sheer dress that barely covered her cookie jar. So that was Julia Fox. And yeah, I mean, I think that's just totally insane. But that's me. You got Zoe Kravitz. She turns around in the back and her butt is hanging out. Okay. She didn't cite it Kravitz' risque number, which boasted a sheer and bedazzled black panel that went from her shoulder blades all the way down to her derriere. Zoe Kravitz graced us with her butt crack, Shepherd said of the look. You could see everything. Last to earn Shepherd's Eerie was Megan Thee Stallion, who wore an all green ensemble, complete with a long skirt and feathers around the bodice. However, the look had no top, only matching green pasties to cover up her breasts, as the host put it. So there you are. That's her dress. It was bare, just a skirt. You got pasties covering that one part there. There's the front there. After showing off each of the stars' looks, which with any racy areas blurred out, Shepherd decided it was time to put Auntie Sherri wig on. I say this with all love that I have, ladies. This is not it, she urged. And I say this because there are young women, young girls who are looking up to all of you. You're going to have these young ladies emulating you. The former View co-host seemed to be especially upset with Stallion's eye-popping attire. She addressed the rapper directly, stating, Megan Thee Stallion, I love you. I'm so upset because God gave you a legitimate gift. She continued, you're amazing with your lyrical rhymes and how smart you are. A lot of these celebrities say they don't want to be a role model, but here's the thing. It comes with the territory. You can't escape it. Megan, when you said you graduated from college, you know how many girls you inspired to go to school also? You didn't ask for that, but they were watching you. Shepherd clarified that her goal was not to shame anyone. Rather, she said, I'm just concerned we're all this is going. Pointing to Bianca Censori's viral carpet reveal from last month's Grammys as another alarming example of the trend, she quipped. It wasn't just her cookie jar. We saw cakes and croissants too. Concluded Shepherd, just think about it when you are putting on this stuff. Who am I influencing? Who's going to be watching me? You never know. I agree with Sherri Shepherd, but in my opinion, let me know your thoughts.
So I think we're in this culture where everybody thinks sex sells. And I look at these people and I want them to have so much self-love so they don't have to sell themselves out to be in this industry. I think these are the people that become victims of the Diddy's of the world. Because you already putting it out there on Front Street. So they ain't got to buy the cow because they're getting all the milk for free. You showing them all the goods for free. I wish people would have a little bit more self-respect. And when they go into stuff like this, like award shows and stuff, just know that, somebody kids may be watching this because it does come on ABC and all that. And, you should be a little bit more respectful for yourself. And if you're not going to be respectful for yourself, then have respect for the young generation that's going to be looking at you. That's y'all.
Thank you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yes, Steve. It's a thing called self-decency that these kids are not, that they're doing. Now, how many men you seen came on the red carpet and showing their goods? All you see is women. And it's a certain type of woman. You have no backlash other than Sherri that's saying something. Now, what if that was Lizzo? Because of her body type, she would have been talked about like a big dog. Why she wore that? She knows she ain't got the body for that. Why she got on this? This is just ridiculous and sad. Every woman, I would think, have breasts, has a vagina, have a butt. We don't need to see y'all's. We can look and see our own. If you trying to pander to men see these. They got women. They can look in Playboy. We don't. You don't have to show everything that you have. You have to leave something to the imagination. So when they do get with you, they know and like, oh, I didn't know it was like this. But why would you want to get with somebody which you already know what it's like? And then you're not gonna be there that long anyway. You're just gonna move on because they feel like if you don't respect your body, how you want me to respect your body? So they're just gonna do what they got to do and go on by their way. And like I said, you didn't see not one man came on that carpet dressed less than having on slacks, suits, or anything like that. So these women need to look at themselves and self-examine themselves and give yourself self-reflection to know that, look, I don't have to put myself out here like this. I know how I'm built. I know what I got going on. I don't have to market myself for somebody just to look at me or to have the front page of a newsstand. It's ridiculous and it's sad. And I hope they learn that they don't have to keep showing their bodies to get attention. That's all I got.
Thank you. E, your thoughts?
Well, I'm not going for this today. Not in the era of Kamala Harris, Jasmine Crockett, and Beyonce. No, we're not piling up on Megan. Not now, not ever. This is the entertainment industry. These people condition for this work. Their job is to make sure they look good. Their job is to be wanted. And it's been told to us in every interview by every artist who has transitioned from R&B and pop to adult contemporary. As a female artist, your job is to make all of the women who listen to you want to be you and all the men want to sleep with you. That's the job. So you don't spend all of this money for a personal trainer, a nutritionist, working out, watching what you eat, wearing designer clothes, these run-of-the-mill diets to sit here and walk on the red carpet at an award show and wear a suit like you're going to work for Bank of America. That is not the industry. Yes, what did this lady say? Her name is Sherri. She said Megan went to college and she inspired all these girls. Yeah. College is not forever. And the entertainment industry is about fantasy. The work requires you to push the envelope, be alluring, and be bold. And for brown girls, black girls, the criticism cuts like a knife. Meanwhile, our counterparts, and I'll use Kim Kardashian, and who's that? Bianca Sensorio, whoever Kanye's wife is, can come out there. That's who the people need to be outraged over. Sherri needs to talk more about that. Tell that girl to put some clothes on. How come she didn't get on that black man and tell him, why are you parading around with this woman with no clothes on? What about his children? What are his children seeing? His 2 sons and his 2 daughters. How come Sherri is not harping on him? See, I have a problem when women come against women for the same things that they have done, because I'm not forgetting Sherri and Jenny McCarthy. They went topless on The View and trolled the media saying they wanted to show out their tatas because they wanted the ratings too. Sherri has shown some skin, even though it was in comedy. You still were willing to show your body. You were still willing to get naked, and even though you were joking, it's truth and just. You said you did that because you wanted to get ratings. So now we want to come at the young girls, now that you done made it to the purple chair off of Wendy's back, and say, hey, oh, girls, this is not it. We don't need to do this. No, Sherri, you need to shut your mouth. And I really hate when people use, what about the kids as an excuse? I'm so tired of these damn kids that people keep saying they're doing all this for. No, you're not. These people don't give a damn about these kids, because if Sherri cared about them kids, what about that baby that you paid for, that surrogate? What about that kid who's supposed to be looking up to you? Baby don't even got no mother. The baby's stuck in the house with that old man who doesn't work, and all he does is watch TV and get Sherri's money. So don't come to me talking about what about the kids, because when Sherri had an opportunity to take care of the kid, Sherri said, no, it's not my kid. So Sherri only cares about her kids, correct? But now she wants Megan to care about everybody else's kids, and Megan doesn't have any kids. No. Sherri needs to shut her mouth.
Yikes. Thank you, E. Julius, your thought?
I agree with Sherri on this one. Can we get back to some decorum, to some poise? People crucified Kamala Harris, but praised Beyonce. Can we get back to some poise, some decorum, some semblance? We are, as in the first segment, we are the biggest consumer capital in this country. Can we act like we got some sense in that regard? It's not a big ask. Folks just don't want to do it. That's it. That's all.
Mm, mm. Well, before I close out, let me see if I hope I didn't delete this story. Okay, I have it. I'm just gonna
Leave,
give
I sent you the email.
you did. Okay, let me look for it. Let me hold on 1 second, guys. I'm gonna just give an update on the story with the mom who um who
And then before you tell that, can I say something real quick?
yeah, you can, of course. I didn't get
I
it.
feel like you can be sexy, okay? And you can have people that want to look like you, want to be like you. You can have a man that wants to be with you without having all your clothes off.
For sure. And
That's
I
the problem. That's the problem I have with people. You think you got to show every part of your body to be sexy. That's not true. Men look at that and they think that's nasty and disgusting. And that's a pass around girl. And I'm telling you this because my husband told me. He don't respect women that look like that. What real men want, now y'all talk about these little trash men y'all get out the dumpster. What real men want is for you to be classy yet sexy. They want to be able to brag about you.
Less is more. They want to be able to be like, look what I got, like Barack and Michelle.
No,
when
they
you
don't want that because if they did, they would go and get it. Because the colleges are filled with educated black women who cover up and look nice, and that's not where they're going. Because it's too many single black women. And if we do a poll in the chat, I'm sure that a lot of the women in the chat are single. And the problem that I have is that yes, you don't have to show everything. It's not for the everyday woman, but Sherri is in the entertainment industry and she needs to be honest with herself. And I say that because Megan is only doing what the women who have came before her have done. This is these new girls have grown up on the little
How well is
Kims.
it paid out for them to do it?
Hold on. Little Kim came out there with the pasties. She's the first one I saw doing that.
And
Jennifer
what
Lopez
husband she
came
got?
out there. Wait a minute. Jennifer Lopez came out there with the sheet on, even though it was Gucci. She came
What
out there with
husband
the
she
sheet.
got?
Well, wait a minute. And then Tony Braxton coming out there with the things. It's been done. Ain't
Again,
And
no
all
nothing
these
new
husband.
under
ladies
the
are
You keep
sun.
talking
single.
about people that's
Wait,
still
wait,
single.
wait. Who said, but wait a minute, Sherri's not married either. She was the one doing all the talking. She's divorced. And if I recall correctly, because I listen to Megan's music, Megan's not trying to get married. When did Megan say she wanted a husband? See, this is that projection. Why are people putting on this girl that she wants to get married? She never said she wanted a husband. She never said that. That's something that you all are putting out there. Sherri's not even married and she's the messenger. No, Sherri needs to shut her mouth.
In my opinion, I did not get the email. If you could try to send it to me again. 48, thank you so much for the super chat. I truly appreciate you. It's a rough conversation. It's a rough conversation to have. I want to give an update on the mom whose 2 children died because they were sleeping in the van. They're saying now that it was carbon monoxide poisoning. That's after the autopsy. So cause of death revealed for the 2 children who died after sleeping in a van amid freezing temperatures. Darnell Curry Jr., 9, and Amila Curry, 2, died on February 10th in Detroit. Authorities in Detroit have revealed the cause of death for the 2 children who died after sleeping in the van amid freezing temperatures. In an email to people on Wednesday, March 5th, the Wayne County Medical Examiner stated that the siblings, Darnell Curry Jr., 5, and Amila Curry, 2, died of carbon monoxide poisoning. The Wayne County Medical Examiner's office had determined the cause of death of the 2-year-old and the 9-year-old junior is carbon monoxide toxicity. The matter of the death for both children is in a statement. Let me hold on one second. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because this is just an update on the story, but pretty much it was 32 degrees outside. The car ran out of gas, and once it ran out of gas, and the mother woke the children up in the morning so that she can get them ready for school, and they was like in the parking lot. She found that the boy was unresponsive, and then they later found out that the little girl was unresponsive too. At first they thought that they died of hypothermia, but then later found out that the child, unfortunately they died of carbon monoxide poisoning. So super sad. I was going to try to show you a video update too. It just won't seem to come through on my computer here. I don't know why. I'm going to try it again. But any thoughts while I'm trying to pull this up? Katrina?
Yes. How many other kids was in that car?
It was a lot of people in the car. But I'm taking it when I read that maybe those two were closer to, because they did run out of gas. I'm thinking that maybe those two were kind of closer to the what do you call it? Where the carbon monoxide was.
The exhaust pipe.
Yeah, maybe so.
But if they out of Diva, if they out of gas, then the car gonna cut off. And carbon monoxide comes when the exhaust is coming inside. So if the exhaust is not coming inside because the car is not running. So how they die, I'm not saying, things can happen. But from my understanding is the only way you can get carbon monoxide from a car if you sit up there with the exhaust coming into the car. Because if the car ran out of gas, the car ain't running.
Well, we don't know. We don't know. But we don't know for a fact, though, Katrina. You don't know for a fact how it can all happen. I don't.
But I'm saying, but most cars that I know, I'm not saying I know everything, but I'm just saying, most cars when they running, that's when the vent is coming out, whether it's smoke or whatever, the monoxide, the stuff that come out when your car running. But if your car,
hold on to your thought, Katrina. Hold on, let me just play this.
Life-changing gift for a mother who lost her 2 children to hypothermia while living in a van earlier this month. This afternoon, her family has a new place to call home. It's all thanks to the City of Detroit and Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries. Tatiana Williams has been living in a shelter for the past few weeks. Now she and her family have a home free of charge for a year. CBS News Detroit's Gino Vici got an exclusive look at the new home and spoke to the family about this new lease on life.
Yeah, just a few weeks ago, Tatiana Williams was living inside of her van with her children, parked here inside the Hollywood Casino parking garage. Now, thanks to the City of Detroit and the Detroit Rescue Mission, she has a new home and new opportunities in life.
I love the house. I actually like it, and I think it's wonderful.
Tatiana Williams with a reason to smile today. She and her family were gifted a new home weeks after losing her 2 children to hypothermia, 9-year-old Darnell and 2-year-old Amila. Williams says she thinks about them all the time.
It's a lot that I'm going through right now, so this means a lot. This kind of makes me happy because I was kind of sad today. I've been having a rough day all day today.
We were saddened by hearing about what happened, and we decided to put things in action, not to talk about it.
Chad Audi, the president and CEO of Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries, decided to coordinate with the city to provide the home free for 1 year and fully furnished and filled with food.
So we prepared this house that we owned as Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries. We had to fix it, prep it, furnish it, and then give them a good start so they don't have to go one day with no food or being outside at all anymore.
Deputy Mayor Malia Howard, alongside Police Commissioners Darrell Woods and Tamara Smith and Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries, gave Williams a good start by offering a blessing and a prayer once Williams got the keys to her new home.
And we ask it in Jesus' name.
Something Williams says she is forever grateful for.
So I'm kind of happy. I might not look like it, but I am. So I really appreciate everything everybody done for me here.
In Detroit, Gino Vici, CBS News, Detroit.
So go ahead, Katrina.
Oh, but like I said, I'm not correct on everything, but that's just the way that I know how cars run. To get carbon monoxide poison, the exhaust has to be coming in the car. And if you in a parking deck, you got air. Most of the time when carbon monoxide come in from a car, they be in a garage and it be shut down. But you in a parking deck, so there's air floating through that. And I'm not saying that didn't happen because I don't know. God knows I don't know. But I'm just saying why the other ones were not alive if they was in there breathing that same air. But they could have died from that. I mean, unalive from that. Just prayers with them. I hope they rested in peace and condolences to the family. But I'm just saying that's just a little weird to me. But like I said, I don't know everything. But that's all I got, Eva.
Thank you, Julius. Your thoughts?
Well, she has a house, but hopefully she can continue with therapy, brief therapy, and now can grieve privately on the loss of her little angels.
Yeah. Thank you, Julius. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Um, this is a sad story, and it's sad that it took somebody to lose two children to get the help that she needed. I think this is the reason why we need to stay on our politicians and everything else to make sure that not another child has to do the same thing or go through the same thing of staying in the car and possibly being unalived. I think she'd rather have her babies back, but I guess this is a small blessing for her. You know, at least she got somewhere to stay for her other kids. But I really do think it's a bigger issue at play here. And I know one thing. They show getting back to us and telling us the cause, but they ain't told us the cause why that place didn't call her back and tell her they had beds open for them babies.
Mm, mm, mm. Ain't that something? Your thoughts?
It's so awkward. Speaking after all of these great panelists. You know, how can I? It's wonderful that she does have housing now. I think it's very wonderful. Fully furnished. There was food in the refrigerator. But I think that we should all. I don't know how to say it in a nice way. I want us to take a look at this because this could have easily happened to any one of us or anyone that we know to fall on hard times because the stats show that most Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And so it's hard out here. And with the cuts to social services, with the cuts to the federal government, yes, they have given this woman and her children housing for 1 year. But then after that, real life is going to kick in. This is a temporary solution. Yes, I'm happy about it. This is wonderful. It's much needed. Yes, the kids deserve this. But I think that in this country, we need to start talking about solutions that are going to be long term for people who are in similar situations as this person. It shouldn't take for children to be unalive due to sleeping in a car or a van in a parking garage for somebody to be able to get some assistance. This is wild to me. And yes, like I'm going to say it again and again and again. I'm happy that they are helping, but there are 800,000 people in this country, and that's just a rough estimate of people, Americans, citizens who do not have housing or stable housing. And we need to look into that too. And with this story, it's so many different particulars. I'm not going to go into it, but I've intentionally tried to stay clear of anything to do with it because I don't know if that video was recent, but I saw a video of this woman after the children passed away, they said that she was at a what do you call those things? A kickback. And she was partying and whatnot. And so the loss of a child, I cannot imagine, but to lose two at once is I don't know how she is. It's unreal, and I guess I'm just going to leave it here because I know I'm rambling. We have a problem in this country with housing. We're getting ready to embark upon having a problem with food. We're getting ready to have a problem with taking care of our elderly. And so we need to think about solutions. And if the government is not going to assist us, then as a community of Black and brown people, we need to start communicating with one another and putting things in place and loving on thy neighbor and figuring out how we can be good to one another, because
Yeah.
it's going to get rough, and it's challenging when all we can do is complain and not offer solutions. And if our government and the people who we have voted for are not going to assist us and offer solutions, then we have to do that with each other. We talked about God earlier, and I feel like let the God within you show upon someone else and be a good shepherd.
Be a good shepherd. Thank you so much. Woo! Well, tonight was a night. We had some stories and we got through them. Boycotting Target for 40 days, okay? The mother who played a ridiculous game with her children. And then Sherri Shepherd spoke out about the way we dress and to be conscious of the way that we dress. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all. If you didn't hit that like button all the way in, hit the like button on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo choo.